Hey, it's Ed Winslow. I'm here with Parker from Smith and Company Painting. And today Parker is going to talk about the four-step process and system that they apply to every single job, which helps them go smoother and quicker and more efficient. Parker?
Yeah, well, Ed, we've been in business a long time, going on. Well, my dad started the business over 65 years ago, and I've been running with it for probably about 25 years. And we very often have customers ask us, why would we want to choose you guys? And I usually start talking and trying to explain the different, kind of where I think we shine versus other companies. And I've finally gotten to the point where I want to put something together that just shows people a simple four-step process that we apply to all of our projects that we do, that just lays everything out very simple for customers to see. What is it that we do? If you were to hire us, what are you getting? And so really I've broken it down to four steps. Step one is job assessment and pricing. Step two, pre-job organizing. Step three, production process, and step four, job finalization. And if we kind of review really the first step, it all starts with the customer contacting us, letting us know that they'd like us to come take a look at their project and provide them some pricing. One of the things that's nice that we've implemented several years ago is an online calendar system that a customer can use to schedule the estimate appointment on whatever day and time works best for them. You can always certainly call the office and line that up with the office manager. She can get you onto the calendar for the estimator to come by and talk with you. But at the same time, someone can land on our website and click on book an appointment and walk through and pick whatever day and time that works best for their schedule, which is really nice. Once a customer has done that and they've booked the estimate appointment, they will get a confirmation email reminding them of what the day and time was that they chose. Before the appointment, I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, 24 hours or maybe it's 48 hours prior to the appointment, they'll get an email reminder, and 24 hours prior to the appointment, they'll get a text message reminder. So several reminders go out, making sure that none of us forget. And it also reminds us, the estimators, about the proposal appointment. We're always very good at arriving on time. It's one of my big pet peeves. If I even think I'm going to be late, I'll contact the customer and let them know. But we usually really do a great job of arriving on time. We'll walk through the project, look at what you're wanting us to provide pricing on. And then from there, we'll kind of start taking our measurements, taking a bunch of photos, gathering, the notes that we need to gather. And at that point in time, we're usually done there on site, and we'll either be able to provide the customer with a proposal right there on site, or at the worst case scenario, within roughly 48 hours or so, it can be emailed to them. So that kind of covers the job assessment and pricing phase, step of the process, step number one. Step number two is, once the customer has given us the green light, they've gotten the pricing, it looks fair enough, and they want us to do the work for them, they can let us know that they'll accept the proposal. So the proposal that gets emailed to them, they can click on a little button that says accept, and it has a spot for them to sign. And at that point in time, we will get the notification that you've accepted the project, and our office manager and office team will start onboarding that project into our system. And we'll be able to provide a time frame, generally a week of start time. So, we'll say, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, we've got you on approximately the week of September 5th, or whatever that date may be. Now, we're very weather dependent, and sometimes a project will go a little longer than we anticipated or a little shorter than we anticipated. So we can't really, for the most part, we can't give concrete dates of start times, but we can generally give a pretty good ballpark idea within a few days, either which way. And we're good about communicating with folks as the start time is getting closer, letting them know that, hey, we're going to be able to arrive a couple days sooner than anticipated. Is that okay with you? And we'll talk with customers about that. The other big thing that we need prior to starting the job is colors. So our office team will reach out, or the estimator will reach out and get from the customer the colors that they want us to use. So, the color for the trim, the color for the siding, maybe it's interior painting, colors for the walls. I mean, whatever we're painting, obviously we need to have colors. And then just prior to starting the job, you'll get kind of a final confirmation of, okay, it looks like, next Tuesday at 7:30 a.m. we'll be arriving. We'll let them know who the crew leader is. Maybe the crew leader is going to be Miguel. That way they kind of get to know who is going to be arriving at their job, show them a picture of Miguel and the guys. And then the team will arrive. We'll do a little bit of pre-work with the crew leader, letting them know, going through the photos, reviewing the scope of work, making sure that he knows exactly what's going on. And then, of course, they'll arrive on the start day. So that's kind of complete step number 2. Leads us to step 3, which is start date confirmation. So once your project kicks off, we'll be able to give you, we'll be in touch and confirm the start dates as it gets within a week or a few days. Day 1, the team will arrive and get ready to, start doing the work that we need to do, start getting things set up, unloading equipment or whatever supplies that we have. We do, I think, a really nice job at staying neat and clean and organized when we're on site. We understand that, we always try to be as respectful as possible with someone's property or, someone's home. We don't want to have a bunch of trash and a bunch of equipment, spread out all over the place. So we try to stay neat and organized as we're going through the work process. Each day, the crew generally does a nice job of kind of organizing all of our supplies and tools in one area that works well for the customer. And crew leader also does a nice job of updating, the customer throughout the job at the end of each day. Maybe oftentimes maybe it's going to be really hot the following day, and crew leader may ask the homeowner, hey, can we start a little bit earlier in the morning? But we'll never arrive early without first checking with the customer to make sure that that's okay with them. And then really that kind of leads us to step number 4, which is finalizing of the job. One of the big things that we do is to set up a time. The crew leader will generally do this, or the estimator will contact and set up a time with the customer to do a final job walkthrough. Maybe it'll be, let's say, at noon on the last day that we're working, but we'll walk through the project with you, take a look at everything, make sure that the customer is happy with everything that they see. Try to spot any touch-ups. It's not uncommon that we'll miss a little tiny spot here or there, or something small. And that's a good time for us to notice and mark all of those touch-ups that may need to be taken care of, so that, before the guys pack up and leave, we can address all of those items. And then once we are completed with everything, the office will work on drafting up and getting to the customer a final invoice. It'll come via QuickBooks. They can pay online, or they can always come by the office and drop off a check, mail a check, whatever we work out with the customer. And then we're always I always try to do my best to ask customers about doing a Google review for us. It's a it really helps out. I don't know how the whole Google algorithm works, but it really is helpful for us to be seen online when customers do a review for us. So we'll always remind a customer that it's helpful. One of the best ways they can thank us is by giving us a 5-star review. So we'll always ask for a review. And then also word of mouth. We get probably 85-90% of our jobs via word of mouth. And so, we're always asking customers, at the end of a project, do you know anyone else that may need some painting work that we could look at? And quite often they say, yeah, my daughter-in-law is working on doing some interior painting and it's driving her crazy. Give her a call. She'd love to talk with you about you guys taking care of it for her, or whatever the case may be. But we're always trying to look for more work. The more work the better. But so really those 4 steps and kind of the organization and kind of professionally put together process that we have here with this 4-step process is what sets us apart. There's a lot of other painters out there, and some of them cover some of these things, but there really are not many at all that cover all these aspects and really in a professional manner. And so I think that's really where we shine.
Yeah. Yeah, this is great, Parker. I thank you for walking through this. This is so valuable to know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
And I really appreciate this. This is so valuable, to understand what to expect, because, as we don't, as homeowners or business owners, we don't paint very often.
Mm-hmm.
And so we don't know what to expect. We don't know the difference between one painting company and another. And if we don't understand what the difference is, it really comes down to, the cheapest price, and the cheapest price is often many times it ends up being the most expensive price. And it's really valuable to know what to expect. So thank you for walking through this. This is really valuable.
Yeah, you bet. I'm glad to share it.
All right. Thanks, Parker.
You bet.